What's going on? What's going on?
What's up? What's up? What's up? We're
It's the
about to
race
get
show.
busy, y'all.
On the race show.
On the race show, y'all.
What's going on, Big
What's
Fred?
up, Lois?
What's going on?
Man,
But
we just
Wednesday. It's Wednesday.
man, hey, we was just together a couple of days ago. The weekend when time is flying.
Dude, this whole season flew by.
I don't know where the time's going, man.
Yeah, the whole season flew by. Dude, I remember the first event, your first event at Cecil County Dragway,
Yep.
you know.
Seemed like yesterday, right?
Yeah. It's crazy. How many
Man.
events total were there? Were there 8, right?
So for me, it was Cecil, Bridge Wars, Cecil Outer Banks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thought there was more.
There was a couple that because I helped Larry, but they were his races.
Oh, okay.
Custom tees, the Memorial Day show and the Labor Day show.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the weekend first before we talk about the overall season. We were just at OBX Raceway.
Oh man.
What a facility, right?
Oh man. Out of Banks, I'll tell you, for me, the feeling at Outer Banks is what's up, CJ, is unmatched. We'll put it unmatched. The loyal fan base that they have at that track and how they support, and the atmosphere that Dorsey, the owner, his brother Timmy, his son, and team, it's a family affair there, right? The atmosphere, Alan, what's going on, buddy? The atmosphere that they have collectively created, we call it culture.
Right.
It's just such a good feeling down there, man. It really doesn't matter what the race is or why you're there, but I'll tell you, for me, it's different, man. It's very different there. So we were at Outer Banks the weekend, Big Fred Productions season finale. If you're nervous, go to Sunday service. Man, look, I like that, have fun with naming these races and stuff. But I'll say we had a damn good time that weekend. You agree?
Oh yeah, it was an amazing time. I love that track. Like you said, the atmosphere is so good. It's so chill. Everyone's just out there to have a good time. There's no drama whatsoever. Zero drama. The track was on kill.
Ooh, wait.
You really didn't see anybody spinning, there was a few cars, but they were probably trying something, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It wasn't because of the track, I can tell you that.
Yeah, it wasn't the track, man. I was several times I had to line some people up. Dude, I wouldn't even step on the track.
No.
Because I was on the side going like this.
Hey, look, I had on the fresh pair. I said, I ain't going out there with these and messing these shoes up.
Yeah.
Man, so I'll tell you that the surface at Outer Banks, and you know this because you raced there last year. What up? Ricky, what's up?
Mob Town.
Hey, the surface at Outer Banks last year was really good. Mm-hmm. The surface this year, with the upgrades that Dorsey did to the facility and to the track surface, I'll put that track up against any of them.
Yeah,
in the country. That track is on time, man. It's bad. I mean, anything you throw at it, it's gonna take it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's gonna take it.
And I remember last year there was like a kind of like a transition in the right lane, and that transition's gone. That thing is
not no more.
Yeah,
that thing's smooth. I'll tell you this: there was so many people talking about personal best this and personal best that and personal best this. I'll tell you that for me and my team, we come right off the ramps, man. We were PBing it up. Shout out to the Outer Banks team again, Dorsey. Job well done, phenomenal facility. And if I'll do a quick race recap, if this is the appropriate time, Lewis, to do that.
Yeah, of course.
So Friday, we were in town testing and tuning and just having a good time. And some people first time out on the track. And you know how Mobtown does. As soon as we get on, we want to come off the trailer and we want to grudge race. So we had a couple grudge races on Friday night. Strictly business. We came off the trailer with Luke and their Mustang kill shot. A lot of people know Luke because he drives Big Bill, the big tire car for Buddy Blow and his brother, and some other vehicles they had. So shout out to Luke. So him, his brother, and I think his father was down there. They had their own vehicles. It was his brother's car. It was a Mustang called Kill Shot, and that was a hot ride. So we came straight off the ramp with him with Strictly Business, Mobtown Strictly Business. Shout out to the Wizard, Lil Ricky.
So what was so hold up one sec, because I overheard that conversation happening in the staging lanes, and I heard you were like, so what you want to do? So
Louis, you know how it is, man. When we get on the property, we just really got a love for the game, right? And nobody wants to lose. Let's be clear, right?
Right.
But we enjoy what we're doing when we do it together as a brotherhood so much. We don't put the weight into it like people would think we would if we don't win.
Right.
Right. As long as our rule of thumb is we're not going to bet anything more than what we can afford to lose. And as long as everybody's having fun, it doesn't matter whether we turn on the win light or not. Of course, we're trying to every single time. But when you go into it with that mindset, I think it changes some things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we saw Luke and what you saw in action, Lewis, was anytime me and Luke are on the same property, we go at it. Right. So respectfully. So they're good people. So as soon as we saw each other, I said, what you want to do? And I said, listen, you out here making all these test pads, you can keep testing all night long. I'm coming straight off the ramps. I said, Ricky, you ready to go? Ricky gave thumbs up, and the rest is history, man. It was a good side-by-side race. All the way down the track. They had a hot ride. We had a hot ride. And Mobtown Strictly Business turned on the win light. And that's how we got the party started for the weekend for Mobtown.
So let me ask you this. Was Mobtown undefeated at Outer Banks?
Almost. Good damn question. Almost. We won. We went 2-0 on Friday. And then we won. We went. Dead Presidents were undefeated on Saturday. Strictly Business was undefeated the weekend again. We wind up racing some DMV on DMV crime with Strictly Business, a little local rivalry. Shout out to Todd and Travis. We raced Slowpoke, the S10. That's a little local DMV rivalry. And every time we had the same track, man, whether they got Slowpoke or whether they got the taxi, we just go at each other and have fun. So they wanted to get it on. They wanted us. We wanted them. And we owed them one from a couple years ago. They got us a couple years ago down the beach with another car. So we owed them one. So we've been looking for them. So when we saw them, we got busy with them too. So it was Strictly Business went 2-0. Dead Presidents went 1-0. Honey Bun went 1-0 on Friday. And on Saturday, Mobtown James, he hit the tire on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Only because it was the dude was setting in. It wasn't a track, and we knew we had to ride on that one. So
gotcha.
We did some things different, but I'll say so 4-1, and I think one punk out. So we call that a great day in the office.
Yeah. What's up, Timmy?
Timmy.
That's
OBX get busy, y'all.
That's my dude.
That's my brother from another right there.
Yeah. So we also have Charles on the with us as well. He
Charles, what up?
He heads up the Little Giants class.
What's going on, fellas?
What's going on? How was your Friday and Saturday overall with the Little Giants?
Oh, Lewis, it was fun. It was fun. The DMV guys got on the road. They made the trip.
Charles, you might have to come closer.
Yeah. Sound a little far away.
Yeah.
I said the DMV guys came in. We made the trip. The Outer Banks showed us nothing but love. A couple little giants. Got some action in. Shout out to my man 2 times. He represented the DMV very well.
2 time the real MVP.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like we had a good time, Lewis. We had a real good time, man.
I don't think enough people know how good that track is, in the East Coast.
Man,
You know
that
what?
track.
You know what it is, Lewis, is because they're so humble about it, right? I'll say, man, years ago it used to be Capitol Raceway, right?
Right.
And Capitol Raceway was flat, fast, and nothing against Capitol, currently, but I'm just telling you when it comes to stacking tracks up against, across the country. And then I'll say it transitioned to Orangeburg. We say Orangeburg was a fly track.
Yep.
I had to throw OBX right in the mix with Orangeburg.
Oh yeah.
And that's saying a lot, man. That's saying a lot because anything that's one of the differences I'll tell you that when the down south guys race the DMV guys, the one up that they traditionally had is that the surfaces that they're accustomed to racing on, they don't have to do any detuning for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's right, Mike Dent. So they traditionally have one up where I'll say we got really good surfaces in the DMV, but sometimes we've been challenged with consistency.
Right.
Right. So, when these guys are used to coming war ready and they throwing whatever their personal best tune up is, they throwing it in there. And where we're accustomed to racing the surface, see, it's 2 different racing mindsets. You know what I mean? It's war ready from down south, bring it all in. And then up here, we're accustomed to racing the surface.
Right.
So that's one of the things I feel like that they've always had a one up, because we've been challenged with consistency through the years. We got some really good surfaces, but that's one of the things that's been a plus for them, I think.
Yeah. They have brand new equipment. You know what I mean? Track prep equipment, and they were prepping all day, Friday night and Saturday night. Like it wasn't like, how some tracks they'll prep, it'll be sticky icky at first, and then
they'll take some time off,
and then take some time off, and then they'll prep, hours late. No, they were prepping
every hour on the hour,
all the time, prepping all the time.
What I saw is, Lewis, and I can say this because I go everywhere. You see a relentless commitment to the racers and to the fans. And what I mean by that is Dorsey and his son and his brothers and his team, like, they don't sit down.
Right.
Man, you got that right, Mike. That they don't sit down. They're always doing something to that track every hour on the hour.
Yep.
And you see the new equipment with the new surface, first of all. Then they got the draggers, you know what I mean? They got the rotators. They're gonna be good for a very long time, and with the effort they're putting forth.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think there was any accidents.
No. No
accidents all weekend. Nobody hit the wall. Nothing like that.
Nobody even got out of whack.
Yeah, not really. Yeah.
That I can remember.
No.
You know what I mean? So shout out and to your original question of, you don't think a lot of people know, I think because they're so humble with the way they approach their track. You don't hear them bragging on it.
Mm-hmm.
They won't say nothing. Everybody else might say something, but it's just a very humble approach to how they progressed. And you see a tireless commitment to make sure that they can provide a fast, flat surface for people to get busy on.
Right. Oh, Mike Dent got some jokes. Lewis wasn't driving.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you, I love it there. And listen, Lewis, I got the slow stuff, man. I ain't got that real fast stuff like, Nookie Johnson, Admiral NFW, right? Or no Kamikaze. But I'm going to tell you something. Well, what we got, Martel, it loves that track.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah. So let's talk about the season overall for both of you guys. You know, all the classes, all the tracks, you know what I mean? How did you think everything went this year? This was the first year you did a point series, right?
Yeah, second year.
Oh, second year. Sorry.
Second year,
You
yeah.
did a point series. How did you think it went? And what were the positives and the negatives?
So, point series. Let's start with that. Then I'll talk about season overall, and then I'll bring this young man in the room. I'll say point series. It could have went better, and I'm gonna own that. I'm gonna own that. Me and my team. It was challenging because part of it was me and my team, right? I own that. I think we got some good momentum towards the end, right? But then, the caliber of cars that you guys have, and I'll speak especially for the 28 275, there really has to be a lot of thought to where those races are going to be at,
And
right?
What do you mean?
And what I mean by that is there's certain places that are not ready for that caliber car just yet.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Agree. I would agree. Yep.
So, and it's not from, the track sticky or not. I think it's for me, it's a safety standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because, that caliber car is, 2 times the caliber cars that I have. And for me, I have to be able to sleep at night to make sure that everybody can get down the track safely.
Yeah.
I don't care about what time you run and how fast you are. It's about safety first.
Yep.
So I would say that we got one for you, Carlos. I got an OBX Bear report coming for sure. So I'll say that just a lot of thought has to put to with that class right there. It's kind of like Mike Hill's series that he runs. He knows that the caliber of those cars and what they require to get down the track. There's certain places he can go with that, and there are certain places he can't.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a learning tale. So because when I ran my first point series, you got to realize, Louis, the first 3 years that I had any races, 410 Grudge Dreams, me and my partner Antoine Jones, shout out to Antoine Drop Jones. We only had races at Capitol Raceway, so we were kind of spoiled, right? We were hidden behind one of the best surfaces, or arguably the best surface in the country. So we could attract lottie-dottie anybody, right? Because the track could hold them, and it was fast. I remember Mario brought the Ghost up there when that white Corvette.
Mm-hmm.
He came off the track, off the ramps. I think he ran Sammy off the ramps. And with his personal best, he said, man, this track is fast. So shout out to Mario. So, I was spoiled when I first started because I only had races at the best surface. Right. So, and every surface is not going to be that consistent all the time. I think all the surfaces in the DMV is good. I give big shout out to Custom Tees and Custom T Motorsports, Cody, Joe, and their team. They really did a 360 this year. The season started off a little challenging, but they put their heads together. Larry and his team put their heads together, and the guys got it together real fast, right? Mm-hmm. And we're accustomed to Custom Tees being a sticky surface. I think they even name it, where the bite is right.
Yeah.
Right. So shout out to Custom Tees. They got that surface together back in according to their standards in very short order. Mm-hmm. Right. Led by Larry and Cody and Joe and team. Like they know how to prep a track, right? And then I'll say DMV wise, uh, MRI, new track manager, very good guy. Some small growing pains in the front, but he got the surface together in short order as well.
Right.
So Buzz Creek is known for a premier surface. You know what I mean? So they had some small growing pains, but they worked through it. And this is one thing I appreciate about Royce and the team with that. They took the feedback seriously, right? Because at one point it was kind of tough on them because they weren't used to being in that space. But the team came together. I sat in some of them boards meetings with them and hear how they were going to make real-time adjustments, and they got it in order fast. And what a lot of people don't realize, like, let's say Bridge Wars. When you got Bridge Wars uniquely falls in one of the hottest months of the year.
Yeah.
Right?
It was hot.
It was hot, man.
It was hot.
And I don't know anybody in the country that can do a whole lot with 141 to 143 degree track temps.
Yeah. I think I switched shirts like twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Bridge Wars is unique. It's really not fair to them, to be honest with you. A race of that caliber in the heat, because everybody's expecting to be their best and do their best. But I really put them in a tough spot by having that caliber event that time of year there.
Yeah.
Right. So to be fair to them, and they came around because listen, now let me call a spade a spade. Mike Dent had both of his cars at Bridge Wars.
Yep.
NFW and Admiral.
Yep.
Come right off the ramps and never hit the tire.
Yep. Look at
he was there. He is right there.
Team that made every pass.
Me and him on the same page. He never hit the tire once. And he made multiple passes.
Yep.
Magneto riding. Never hit the tire.
Black Friday.
Copper Camel.
The dark
Josie Wells.
Right. Yep.
You know what I mean? So you had some of the baddest. Yeah, we getting busy, y'all. You had some of the baddest 28 275s on our coast, live in full effect at Bridge Wars, and neither one of them hit the tire. Yeah. Do you remember either one of them hitting the tire?
No.
And I remember, I don't know if you remember this, Louis, that Friday, Magneto and Copper Camel, I think the day rental, that damn track temp was like 143, 144.
And Magneto was making it down.
Oh, man. I was like, yo, why? And this is what I said. I said to myself, Magneto and Copper Camel, because they were going at each other, right?
Yeah.
I said, why are they going to try that in the heat like that? It's almost 150. Man, shit. Them boys went straight down Broadway. Oh, yeah. And that black dart.
Oh, man.
Facts. Shout out to Mark Benson. I forgot his brother-in-law's name.
Blaine Johnson.
Blaine. Yes, Blaine's car. Y'all.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show that it's science to this.
Yep.
Right? It's science to this. And those guys, we just named some really premier cars, almost 10 premier cars on 28 275s. And every one of them went straight down Broadway fast.
Right. Yep.
You know what I mean? So my point was with that, and then we got off track to this. You know how I am when I get excited, Lois. And then then Cecil County. Right. Shout out to my man Halsey. I'm very glad to know my guy Halsey is okay. I was very saddened to see him, in his accident the weekend.
Yeah, couldn't believe that.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that, man. To see that car upside down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, Halsey's a real good person. Somebody that, I value a very close relationship I have with. And I hit him up and he hit me back and said, Fred, I'm good. So that made me feel good after his accident. So shout out to my guy Halsey. But another premier surface. And what you see there is you see the equipment that Halsey has. And it seems like every time you go there, he's done bought a new tractor or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like they don't play no games, man. So I'll say that. Oh, and you can't leave out VMP. You know, I haven't been there this year, but I've been there. VMP is another good DMV surface, but
Mhm.
I'll say everything is getting better in the DMV surface wise. Mike that said I've had a lot of help from some amazing people. Hey, that's what makes it shit. I mean, I don't want to get off subject too much, Lewis, but you know, you can tell me, but look at the year over year progression, I'm gonna say, from a team Mike Dent, right? You know, with NFW, he got the car, he had to start from scratch. You know, they struggled finding their baseline.
Right.
And then once they found the baseline, it's been all up from there. And then another one, Lewis, and you know, because these guys running your circuit, look at the year over year progression with Team Magneto. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And these guys, like, everybody was calling Magneto, Jared, and Timmy and them out, talking about they don't race nobody, and they wanted to lock it. Now everybody's hitting the bushes.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
That car
So
goes
I mean,
A to B all the time.
hey, another one for me too. Year over year progression to senior and junior, Richard Wilson,
Yep.
Kamakai. You know what I mean? Richard has struggled, made some progression, but shit, now he's in the mix with any of them.
Oh yeah. And he's gonna be back out very soon.
See, that's one thing about Richard. Now, man, you can't keep them down. They blow a damn motor, they go buy. Man, them boys don't play no games, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Team Kamakai.
So what about you, Charles? How do you think with the Little Giants, your season overall? And I don't know if you have any more races left this year or not, but how do you think it's been so far this year?
I think it's been good, Lewis. I want to give a shout out to Big Fred for just giving me the opportunity to even do this. I went to Fred on the idea of I wanted to see some of the local guys who always come to the racetrack, always support. I just wanted them to have a chance to get put on the big stage. And Lewis, honestly, I didn't think that the Little Giants would blow up like this. You know what I mean? I thought it was just going to be just something for the little guys, but it took
Right.
off. I want to give a big shout out to my little brother.
Charles, we losing you.
Yeah.
On my ass, so I said I'm gonna give a big shout out to my little brother. Like he really really helps me with this class.
That's your partner in crime, Damien. Shout out to Damien.
Try to keep it fair for everybody, but like it was the classes pretty much was based on the everyday working man who doesn't have a big budget, who just loves to race. You know what I mean? Like me personally, sometimes I think those guys get forgotten about when it comes to racing. You know what I mean? Some of these guys out here got these big high dollar programs, which is awesome. But to me, when I started watching racing, it was with the little guys who worked the everyday 9 to 5 job Monday through Friday and go to the racetrack on Friday, Saturday, Sundays to have fun. So I just wanted to give them a chance to actually show what they got. As far as the season, I think the season went great. You know what I mean? I can't complain. I learned a lot. The Little Giants, we're going to change some things up for next year. You know what I mean? So we can keep the playing field level for cars.
Yep.
But all in all, I think it was great.
I think you hit the nail on the head where there's more Little Giants out there than there is, you know, the Nucky Johnsons, the Black Fridays, the Magnetos.
Absolutely.
So I think you hit a sweet spot of guys.
You better believe it.
That just want to race. You know what I mean? And they can race any day of the week. You know, they can. Some of them can drive their cars to the track if they wanted to. You know what I mean?
And they don't need a premier surface.
They don't need a premier surface. I want to get in on it. Like I want to build a car just for your shootout, for your class, right?
It's hot.
You know, like the Nucky Johnson, car, like it's great. It's fast. I love it, but it's expensive.
No, for real.
For real.
It's expensive. Even to take that car out, it's thousands of dollars just to take it out. Not even go one round of racing. So
people don't understand that, man.
Yeah. So like it's a big pain in the butt. You know what I mean? So I'd rather, compete with a little giant car and have fun, not have to worry about shit breaking. Not that shit is never going to break, but you know what I mean? It's less
Not as
likely to
much.
happen. Right.
Louis, I'm gonna take right while you're there. I'm gonna say two things real quick. First of all, Charles, hell of an addition to Big Fred Productions. He came to me with the idea of just what he said. How do we patronize the guys that race every single weekend? Maybe they're not fast enough for a 28 275 or all glass, or maybe a heavy hitter street. But how can we show them some love? You know what I mean? So Frankie, I got you, brother. So, when he came to with the table, I'm like, sometimes we get so caught up with the big stuff that, and I will say I was guilty with that. We used to have a program we ran called Little Cubs, which was similar, but maybe a step up from Little Giants. But I'll say focusing on some of the heavy hitting stuff, we kind of lost sight of that. So I was glad to have Charles in the mix with his class. So shout out to him and his brother Damien. They're a hell of a team, and they do a great job together. But then, Louis, I wanted to come back to you. I think I've seen you had some of the most fun this year racing some of the smaller stuff.
Yeah.
And I really saw you happy. And I want to thank you again publicly when you stepped in Bridge Wars and Will did Presidents.
Oh no, yeah,
man. Like what I watched was you were having fun.
Yeah, I was having a lot of fun. I don't know if I told you or not, but I think I told you. I was like, I think you made me want to build a small block nitrous car.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. I told him, I said, man, you always got, you're always on the driver roster for DP. And thank you again.
Yeah.
And you're the only person outside of my team who's ever even sat in the seat of that car.
Man, I feel honored. I love being an honorary member of Mobtown for that day.
That's right.
I was up all day
Mobtown. Man, but you were having fun, and that was what Mike said. No, for real. Yeah. He said that the slower guys it's less intense. There's a lot of pressure on y'all. You got to realize when you have a NFW, a Nookie Johnson, a Black Friday, a Kamakai, a Lucy, or something of that kind, there's a lot of pressure on you guys to perform at that level.
It's a full-time job.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people expect y'all to be great every outing.
Yep. And if we're not great, we get.
Oh, you're gonna get bashed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, Nookie Johnson, he built this new car. It's slow. Right. Look at Mike Dent. Oh man, he got these bad hot rides and he don't know what to do with them. But they ain't saying it now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So y'all have a lot of pressure at that level to perform when, like, a class like Charles, they can just go out and race.
Yeah.
And there's no expectation.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
We just got to get some turbo cars in Charles' class.
Yeah, I think he's gonna rethink. I think that it's enough interest right now that he can have a Little Giants boost and
nitrous.
Yeah, nitrous. Yeah. He's got that much. He's got that much interest right now. I know, because they were inboxing me. I'm like, listen, I got enough on my plate already. Let me tell you who the man is. I will gladly give you Charles's number so you can wear the hell out of him.
Bother him, yeah. No, man. I'm building. So I'm building a car for next year for my goddaughter, which she was.
Man, I love to see her get busy, man.
Man, she's ready for something faster, right?
She is. I agree.
So building her a small little turbo car. Ain't gonna be super fast or anything.
Okay.
Just stock block setup with the turbo.
Nice.
Can't really push it that hard anyway, because it's it's gonna be
stock block.
So I would love to get her inside the Little Giants. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Charles, there you go. As you're doing your planning, and
Yes,
this is
sir.
something we can talk together. We'll help you out. I think that you do have enough interest where you could have an event, and have boosts and juice, and then maybe the winners of each one run each other at the end of the night, something like
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely.
I like that idea.
Absolutely.
You got a lot of young, I would say, I say kids, but you got a lot of young kids coming up. You know what I mean? You have Brendan Mills' son has a car now.
Oh man,
You have
Jared's son made his first
Jared.
pass.
Lil Reese.
So he is hooked. He is hooked now.
Yo, I could see it in his eyes, man.
He is hooked. So Jared told me, so I have another Fox body that it's just a roller or whatever. And Jared was like, after that night where I let Reese, drive
The
my
purple
Mustang,
car.
yeah. He was like, hey, let me know about that car. Like, I think I might get it for Reese.
That's nice, man. That's what's up.
So
Shout out to Reese.
Maybe we can do a 4-car grudge out at Bridge Wars next year.
Ooh.
I love that with the young guns.
Yeah.
Goddaughter, Reese, Brennan's son.
Yep. We got to
and we'll find another one.
We'll find another one. Yeah.
That's cool. Hot. Hey, Louis, I don't want to be overbearing, but I didn't get to finish one thing because I got off track.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So the point series, I'll say, we had a opportune start, right? And I'll say I own that.
Mm-hmm.
With the consistent updates and dialogue, et cetera, et cetera. But I'll say we grabbed some momentum in the middle, and damn it, they ain't finished up strong. So shout out to and in conjunction to the point series that I ran previously at Capitol Raceway, I know where I went wrong, and I'll own that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But what I'll say is, Charles, how about a point series for Little Giants? Coley Cole, you nasty, and I like it.
Yeah.
I like that. That's hot. Charles, we're gonna have to talk about that. So, Louis, but what I'll tell you is a honorable mention and to 2 Class Act teams, all glass champion, Team Lynch Mob, Tommy Lynch and the girlfriend. Well deserved. When I say Tommy Lynch didn't care where we had the race at,
yep,
I don't think he missed a race.
Nope.
He showed up to everyone, even sometime when we had challenging surfaces. He didn't complain. He made the adjustments, and he was kicking ass and taking names.
That car gets busy. It goes down pretty much 99% of the time.
It does. And Tommy's a smart racer.
Right.
He knows, shout out to Next Level Performance. That's my mechanic. Nobody works on DP but him. Little Ricky built the car, and nobody's ever turned a wrench on that car but Tommy. Mobtown's all in here, Louis. I see Mobtown Brian, Mobtown Avon, Mobtown James.
They're all up in here.
CJ, everywhere, man. They're everywhere. So shout out to Tommy Lynch. He got the championship belt for all glass. They also, got some other things that go along with it. And then honorable mention to Team Magneto. And when I say these guys showed a sense of relentlessness.
Oh yeah.
Because they were like Richard. They had some catastrophic failure midseason. And they ain't let nothing stop them, man.
Oh yeah.
They ain't let nothing stop them. And Louis, you've been right there with them in the pits. Mm-hmm. Those guys, man, shout out to Jared and Mario and Reese and Timmy and Dorsey and nephew and the whole family. Man, they don't play no games. They take that very seriously.
They work so hard, man. Sometimes they forget to eat.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They do. Look, Jared said it down out of bank. He's like, man, we're hungry. He's like, we're gonna go to get something to eat, man. They were so overwhelmed.
Yep.
They won the point series. Look at this. Look how this worked out. I just thought about this. Jared won the point series and the race. Tommy won the point series and the
Mhm.
race. So the
Wow.
2 points leaders, not only did they win the championship, they won the race that day. They secured the bag.
And
Yeah.
Fred,
Yeah.
don't forget they wanted to race each other.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, that's what people didn't know.
I
Now,
didn't
Right.
know that.
oh yeah, we had them locked. Yeah, I think Avon. I think I got to give Avon credit for that one. I think it was Avon and Timmy. Oh yeah, Kylie. There you go. There's our fourth.
Let's
Tommy's
do it.
daughter, Kylie, goddaughter, Reese, and
Braden.
Brandon
Braden.
Mills' son.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, that right there,
That's
Avon. Well, that's
money.
official.
That's money.
Yeah, that's hot. But yeah, so Avon had kind of got it going with Tommy and Timmy, and they had both agreed to it that we were gonna get it on course with the proper spot, right? We
Right.
know Tommy, we know girlfriend can't lift their heads up,
Right.
right? But I'll say that the Magneto team was willing to make the race right. And that just goes to show that any two cars can race.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was gonna happen down there out of Banks. So don't be surprised if you see that happen in 2025.
Oh man, that'll be a sick race for sure.
Yeah.
Champion versus champion.
Champion versus champion. Hey, Lewis, you wait till you see them cruising through the pit areas with these badass custom varsity jackets that they're gonna have on.
Oh, dude,
Champions.
the belts were sick.
You like the belts, man?
Oh man, I was hoping Jared could make it, so maybe he could like hold up the belt. You know what I mean?
Hey, I think Lil Reese probably got that belt somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes, he do.
It was funny because like he put it on, Reese put it on, and he's like, "I'm gonna line my dad up with this," and his dad is like, "You better take that off. We got to be humble."
That sounds just like Jared too. Shout out to Jared, the team.
Yeah.
Hey, and then another point series trinket was the car and driver and team, whole race team, gained free access to Timmy done broke at the end
Yeah.
to any Big Fred Productions venues for 2025.
Yeah, can't ask for more than that.
Yeah.
Is there anything you guys? This is a question for both of you. Is there anything you guys are thinking about next year, like maybe possibly changing or adding to your programs or whatever? Have you thought about it yet? Or
Charles, I'll let you go first.
Me personally, I was thinking about keeping the playing field. It said I was thinking about having a Little Giants A League and a B League,
nice.
Mm-hmm.
so that way some of the faster cars can compete
still
with
fit the
those
rules.
guys.
hmm
Exactly. I was thinking about just an A League and a B League.
I like that, Charles.
I like that too because even like in Osteo Glass, it's hard to compete there for the little guys.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think when Osteo Glass came out, like it was kind of like what Little Giants is now, right?
I agree.
And then it kind of just evolved from there, and that's like with anything, with any class or
Some of the
whatever.
guys on 28 275s put some glass and some fenders, doors and fenders on and drop down.
Exactly. So I think that'll be sick. An A League and B League for Little Giants for sure.
Hey, I'll tell you for me, and before I tell you what my quick fix is, I gotta take a moment and just give a special thank you to all the fans and to all the racers for rocking with me for the 2024 season. And here she is right here.
Boss
And
lady.
then I gotta give an honorable mention to the glue of Big Fred Productions, and that's none other than Boss Lady. When I tell y'all, man, sometimes, between the business day and a race, and I'm spread so thin, mentally, I can't even think, right? Boss Lady, I call her my angel here. Like she's God sent. She just keeps me intact. She helps me stay encouraged. Because sometimes when I'm not feeling up to it, she keeps me on point. And I'm very thankful. And we call it the glue on this end, right? I'm very thankful for He said Charles is fired in 20. Timmy said Charles is fired. That is too funny. So special honorable mention to Boss Lady. And then special thank you to the team. You know, many people under the Big Fred production. Shout out to my man, I think he's on the cruise, Fat Albert. Shout out to my brother Avon. Shout out to Greg Shaw. Shout out to Charles is on here. Shout out to Mobtown D Love. He runs the lanes. He's been running the lanes at every venue I've had since 7.5 years ago at Capitol Raceway.
Wow.
So shout out to D Love. And CJ's been running them through the years with him, little brother CJ. Shout out to y'all call him Brian, I call him Byron. Byron's been a great addition and help this year. Shout out to Javon Hall, nephew. He's been a great addition and help with the bike action and just bringing. He's very passionate. Like, he kills that bike arena, but he also is very passionate about the cars, and he knows a lot about who's who and what's what. So I hope I don't miss it. Shout out to my sister Nikki. That's my everything. What's up? Shout out to my big bro right there, Debo. We got Debo on here live. And then special ladies that help Crystal. Shout out to Miss Lori. Shout out to Yolanda. We just got a lot of good people, Louis. We're surrounded by good people, man, who just want to do their part, whatever they can, to help make things better, right? Yeah. And then separate and apart from Big Fred Productions, but they might as well be right in the mix, my Mobtown brothers, because whatever Crystal needs to help make the event go smooth, or if, Avon will be up there with David helping running the lanes or getting grudge races through, or James will be up there, Debo help out when they're not racing, CJ's been in the mix since day one, like, and Kenny and the Wizard. hey, listen to this. Ricky, let me tell you a funny story real quick, Lois. So little Ricky used to run. Hey, listen, this is some funny shit, right? So for like 2 years, I think Ricky used to run all steel, all glass at Bridge Wars, right? Okay. And this is when, man, we were having like 22 and 23 and 24, 25 cars, right? And listen, Ricky came to me. He was like, "Man, Fred, man, this shit's a lot." It's like, hey, Charles, I think Ricky is the first person that ever quit on me.
Oh my
Ricky
God.
he said, "Bro, I love you. I'm done with this shit."
Oh man.
Yo, listen, when I tell you, Ricky, he did that shit for like 2 years, that he was like, "Man, I'm done with that shit. This shit is too much. Them guys complain too much." It was so funny because my own brother quit on me, So shout out to little Ricky, That shit was funny.
I don't think people realize how much work goes on behind the scenes to run an event, promote an event. So shout out to you guys. Guys like, you, Fred, guys like you, Charles, that put together these classes, these races, and give us a place to race. You know what I mean? And the events to race at. Cause like, people think like, oh, you just, you kind of just set it up and, put a flyer out.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And that's it. Like, it's.
Or some sleepless nights fooling with them races.
Oh, man. There's a lot of work.
When I first started, when I first got involved, I was getting phone calls, and I called Fred. I'm like, "Yo, Fred, how do you deal with this, man?"
Charles like, "Man, I don't know what the hell I got myself into."
I don't know what I got myself into, Fred. I don't see how you do this.
It's tough, man. It's tough. And Louis, who I want to give a special public thank you and shout out to. Timmy said he quit too. See, that's how I'm telling people don't realize that shit be tough, man. Ricky quit over you. That shit was funny. But a special thank you and a shout out to and a dinner on me. I want to take y'all guys out to dinner. To you, for your help at Cecil. goddaughter, and Andre, the godson.
Oh man, you don't have to do that. We were just
Man, when
happy
I
to help.
tell y'all, man, y'all slid right in there and look like you've been doing that shit all year long.
Well, I think it's one of those things where, like, since I'm a racer, I kind of know how
Yeah.
it goes. You know, I know,
Yeah.
I've been around it, even though I've never ran a class before. I've just been around it for so many years. I kind of know how to run it, but I've never ran it, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I was happy to do it, man. You're my boy, and your family, and
Man.
anything to help,
Hey,
anything to,
people, hey, Lewis, people don't even know our relationship, man.
yeah.
Hey, listen, let me tell you how it goes from being Lewis. Any week, midweek, yo, Lewis, yo, Big Fred, what you doing? What's up? Hey, man, let's meet here at the restaurant. Let's go have lunch. Let's go talk racing and talk life. And
Yeah.
sometimes we don't even talk racing.
Right.
We just
Yeah.
talk life and business.
Business. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. James said, I ran women's class one time. It was too much for me to keep the clipboard.
Yo, hey, listen, James ran this women's shootout one night. Yo, when I tell you, Lewis, you think the Ricky shit quitting is funny. So James ran the women's shootout, and we had a daily driver. Ricky said 2 to 5 to 9 cars per event, and running the class was too much. That's why he quit on me. Shout out to the wizard. So, James, listen, he ran this women's shootout one night, Lewis, and man, it was a big class. It might have been like 8 to 10 women. And James made some controversial call. When I tell you them women were chasing his ass around through the staging lanes, he was like, yo, Fred, get him. I can't. Yo, James, it was something that they wanted him to do that he didn't do.
Oh my God.
Boy, they gave him a hard time. And you know what? James quit too. He ain't been back since. Hey, them women ran him up out of there, Lewis.
Jared.
They ran him up out of there, man.
Get your butt up in here.
Yeah, get Jared up here, man.
Yeah, you have the link. Go get your butt up in here, man.
So I'll say, Lewis, what I'm most thankful for is my brotherhood. Because we're not a race team, we're a brotherhood, Mobtown. Mm-hmm. We don't just race. We take care of each other. We're family.
Yep.
Right? So shout out to the Mobtown family and to the Big Fred Productions family. I'm just thankful to be surrounded by good people who help me get better. And they keep it real with me. If I did something wrong, they'll tell me, hey, look, you need to do this wrong. Like, I'll have conversations, like Ricky be like, I'm going to tell you 2 people or 3 people who don't really give a damn. They're going to, Ricky,
Avon.
my big brother Debo, and Avon. They're going to let me know what it is. They ain't going to sugarcoat nothing. They're going to tell me what it is. And James too, right? And I know I appreciate enough that they always got my best interest in hand, so I'm always going to listen and get better.
That's
awesome.
Boss
Lady. Avon. Boss Lady. Avon, man. If you don't want to hear the truth, don't ask Avon, man.
Damn, Avon's crazy, man. Hey, Charles, I think Avon got worse through the years, man. The older he get, the worse he. But see, Avon been getting real close with D-Love lately. Him and David. And you know, David is terrible. That's my dog, boy. But he is terrible, boy.
Look who we got. The 28 275
coming to the stage. All the way from the great state of Virginia. They say Virginia's for lovers.
Is that true?
Jared, what up?
I'm so tired tonight, fellas. I don't know what to put in this.
What's up, Jared? You still in Norfolk?
Yeah, man. I got enough coal dust on me. I can't breathe.
Oh, man.
You know when you go back down 64 and you see all the big coal piles over to the right where they load them on the ship? I've been working here all day, so.
Wow. Okay. Hey, Lewis, you know one thing we forgot too, man? We forgot. And great timing, Lewis. You're going to have to tell us when we get off because I don't like doing too many shows, but I'm having so much damn time, it don't even matter. You just let us know when you stop running our mouth.
Man, I'm good.
Okay. But I want to take a minute, and Jared, see, you bring that spirit in the room, Jared. That's what I love about you. I want to take a minute, man, and just send special prayers to all our friends, family, and everybody in the great state of Florida.
Oh man.
Because
Oh,
right
yeah.
now, as we speak, man, Florida is getting hammered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
They said wind gusts up to like 170 miles an hour, and I don't know I don't know if I'm saying it right or wrong, but some type of surge that could be as high as 15 feet.
Yeah, the storm surge.
Yeah, the
Yep.
storm surge, man. Good grief, man.
Yeah, man. It's scary. It's almost biblical what's
It
going
is.
on down
It
there.
is. It
You know,
absolutely is.
it's
It it
crazy.
it is with the last one, Helen, and now this one, whatever it's called, and then there's actually a third one down in the tropics, and they don't know where it's going. I mean, I
Oh
haven't
my
seen this
God.
many. Yeah, I haven't seen this many back to back to back like this. It's bad. I feel for the people, and Ash's daughter, Angelica, my stepdaughter, she's in Miami, so we've been keeping.
Ooh.
She's on the other side, so I don't think it's too bad on them, but
Okay.
we sent her a bunch of food and a bunch of ramen noodles, so she's good.
Right.
Oh
I know
wow.
that's right. Blessings, man. Blessings to her.
So Jared, tell us about your season overall and how it feels to be the champ.
The
It
champ is
feels.
here.
That's right. It feels awesome. It was a lot of hard work, but that's why we do it. I mean, there's there's the grudge scene, there's the shootout scene, there's point series scene, there's class racing scene, there's no time shootout scene, but all of it takes a lot of work, and that's just we're into the point series stuff. It takes a lot of consistency, and man,
Yes.
it's been a battle all year. I mean, we had the car figured out last year with the smaller motor in it, and when we put this bigger motor in it, man, did it change everything. And I
Yeah. Was
can
it like y'all starting over from scratch with the new setup?
below scratch, before scratch.
Wow.
It just would not finish a run, and I have to say, the car never all year long never finished a run unless it was on traction control until Cecil, what, 3 weeks ago? Three
That's when it
weeks.
looked like y'all really got that thing together.
Yeah, I ought to have my ass kicked for not making those big suspension changes. Hold on one second. Okay, I'll wait on you. I'll follow you. Sorry guys,
No,
and
you good. You good.
until Cecil, and I should have my ass kicked for not making that suspension change as soon as we put the PRS shocks on that car, because it gave us the control to control the shock and control the suspension that we didn't have before. But that's here and there. You know how that goes. We get in tunnel vision and we're fighting everything else, and had the motor failure at MIR that was really out of the ordinary and not something we really deal with. So
That was Bridge Wars, right?
yeah. We really, the first half of the year, I mean, we were blessed with some luck, made some good calls, and things really worked out. Won some races, and in the end, we got the points championship, which was what we were shooting for. But I do have to give some shout outs, obviously, and forgive
of
me if I
course.
miss
You got to
anybody.
do it.
No, do it. Do it up.
Dan Morgan and the guys at RFD, I got to thank them a ton for all their help and continued support. Anthony DeSoma Race Engines, and all his support and getting the motors back to us fast. Byron at Cameron Converters. I mean, the Cameron converters are just fast.
Byron's bad, man. He's a bad man. That's my guy.
He is. Billy Gordon for all the transmission work, keeping the transmissions good, and suspension help, and helping me, because he's a wizard when it comes to that stuff. Glenn Payne at Mad Racing, just
Okay.
anything I need, gets it for me, smoking deals on stuff. Obviously Sergio and Walt and all the guys at Pro Charger. I mean, we couldn't do it without Pro Charger.
Wow.
And so I'm sure I'm missing somebody. Obviously, all the crew, our families. If our families didn't support us, it'd be really hard to get this stuff done. And then, we've had, our core is Reese and Kirk and Mario and myself and Eric. And there, I knew I was going to forget somebody. Goldfinger Tuning. Eric Gold is, if you need something tuned, I don't care what it is. if it's got 4 cylinders, if it's got 6 cylinders, if it's
I
got
know that's
10
right.
cylinders. Dude, he helped us when we struggled, and he got us right on the traction control and got us where we could make passes. I can't say enough about him and all. You know, for me, he's family and he's part of the crew. He taught me
That's
a
right.
ton this year. But to all our fans, we appreciate that and all the support. You know, OBX, Dorsey, Timmy, Sean, Zion, and the whole the whole crew. Can't say enough about those guys. It's just it was a family. It was a team effort. You know, and it's a family. You know, it takes a village per se.
Jared, I'm gonna tell you this, man. For me, an outsider who's on the inside, just to see the way I'm gonna say y'all's family moves and how y'all bring it together and preparedness for Magneto, I'm gonna say best in class.
We try. You know, we all put
And
a
I've
lot
seen
of
the
work in it.
progression year over year, Jared. Y'all gotten better as a team.
Yeah. It's and you know, we had a good base with Mario's black car, and I'll be honest, these new
I
bigger
like Mario,
motors.
man. Shout out to Mario.
Oh, 100%.
That's my guy.
Mario's the guy that he's quiet. He don't
Yeah.
get he doesn't care for the limelight. You know, he likes to
He'll walk away from it.
Oh yeah. Getting on these live feeds and stuff, he ain't
He would never.
He don't want no part of that. But you know, he's just with him and I and the whole crew. I mean, it's a team effort, and I say it a lot, but I don't think I can stress it enough. You know, it's hard to do it by yourself, almost impossible.
That's right.
So, Jared, you had a pretty exciting end to the season. How did it feel to see your son make his first pass down the racetrack?
Oh, don't you gonna get me all damn emotional and shit?
Man, Jared gonna start crying on here, man.
Yeah, dude, it's funny how we have so much fun, and don't get me wrong, I love driving race cars. I mean, that's probably the most fun I have doing anything that's outside of family. But to see him do that and be sitting beside him, and when he let go of the button, watching his eyes get big as saucers, it doesn't get any better than that. You know, I will have to back up and say I hate that Black Friday and the crew couldn't be there and give us a run for our money. And I'm kind of glad they weren't, because we struggled, and then we got thank you, Pat.
Just saying.
Yeah, thank you, Pat and team. You know, I wish you'd have been there, but that we would have had a tough time with them for sure.
That would have been a sick final,
man.
It would have been.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jared. My fault.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
I think and Jared, you right there, right while you're there, and I'm gonna turn it back over to you. I want to give a shout out to the Black Friday team, because they are absolutely my favorite race family, but they are just some of the best people
Yes.
that you could ever come across. When I say good-hearted, will give you the shirt off their back. And you know how, Jared and Lewis, you and Charles, you can fill me with this. When you go to the racetrack, there's certain people you look for.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
I look for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So shout out to Pat, you know, the father and son team, and, you know, I call them my mom, and the whole family. They're just good people, and they're forced to be reckoned with anytime they're on the property. They did finish up number 2 in the point series. It would have been a hell of a battle if they could have made it. They had a family engagement that they could not get out of and respect, because, you know, this stuff is secondary, families first on every occasion. But what's up, Big Fred? Hey, no, John, that's respect, man. That's respect, because if we didn't have the show at Outer Banks, we would have been right at Del Mar ourselves. So I look like y'all had a really good time, man. I'm glad everything worked out.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody.
It looks like every event this past weekend, even though there was
a success.
Was a success. Yeah.
Yes.
Which was great. You know.
Yep.
Which is great. That's awesome, man.
Look, Pat's on here. I didn't even know he was on here.
Yeah, me neither. So
and that's the thing with Pat and family. They'll love you and do anything in the world for you, but if you don't think they ain't gonna race you hard, you done lost your mind.
Hey, Jay, what you said? They gonna go right at you.
They want to set you on fire.
Hey, listen. Hey, Jared, this is how it goes. You'll see Pat walk out there and put his shoes in the groove to see how that track and what the track can take. And the next thing, here come that bad hot rod boy. They're gonna come on you.
Oh yeah, and Mama, she's the most diehard out of any of them.
Oh yeah, that's the real MVP over there.
Oh my God, dude! Last year, when every time I drew Black Friday, you know how many times I drew them.
Oh man, y'all were racing like every time, man.
I look at the I'd look at the chip or whatever, and he'd show me his, and I'm like, God damn it! Like, not that I don't like racing them. It's always going to be a good race, but it's just like I know it's going to be hard.
It's pressure.
Yeah, I know it's going to be hard to beat them.
And you know what's crazy, Lewis? It's kind of like how you and Black Friday were doing last year. That's how that's how Jared and Black Friday was doing this year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the truth.
It seemed like every time they kept drawing each other.
And you knew it was going to be door to door. Every time Lewis and them raced them, it was door to door. Every time.
Yes, sir. Good time, man, with good people.
So, Jared, what are some plans for 2025?
So Dan and the guys are getting my motor done. I'm doing a fresh motor of my own. Bill Klingenpill's working on my ride. Fox body hatchback, 275 car. Probably we wanted to have it out at the beginning of the year, but reality, it'll probably be May in that time frame. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna get we may test Magneto one more time, but then we're gonna get the motor out of that, get it in Mario's car, and get his finished up so it's ready for the beginning of the season.
Well, y'all coming hard, boy, for 2025.
Yeah, because I talked to Dorsey, and I'm gonna with my car probably not being done, I don't want to miss anything or miss any points races or anything. So we're gonna put my motor in his car and start the year that way. And then once mine's done, shake it down, make sure everything's good with it, and then Magneto will probably end up going under the knife, for a little while. But we should have 2 cars. At least next year, maybe more. So, and we're coming hard 100%. So
I got something on my sleeve for y'all next year for y'all guys.
I'm all about it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
we're and then I really want to. I talked to Lewis a little bit about it after how much fun it was with Reese and how excited he got, and I just wanted to go back and make 2 or 3 more laps. But we was also tired. And he said, "Man, I don't know how you do this. I'm sweating like I don't know what in here."
And it was cold.
It was cold outside. I'm like, "Man, quit your whining."
And Jay, he should have been at Bridge Wars with you in that car.
Yeah. Then he can know how hot it is. But I want to get something going. Me and Lewis, I talked to him about a car he's got. I want to get him something going so he can start making some laps. And
man, that is awesome.
At 14. By the time he continues to make laps and slowly progress, I think he'll do real well. So
yeah, I have a suggestion for you DMV guys. How about we all hit up Snowbirds and get a big Airbnb?
Let's do it.
And
that would be
take their awesome money and take their money down.
That'd be awesome. And look, man, you talked about that earlier.
Yeah, I think we should all go down there. We can all test our cars.
Look at Timmy. He said when Jared was talking about them cars, he said, "My mom's gonna be bad in 2025."
It's gonna be bad.
One thing for sure, Jared and Mario and Dorothy, they ain't got to say nothing. Timmy got it.
Oh yeah, I get my car done and everything's right on. I'm just gonna let him off the chain. He can let it go.
Oh my God, no, Jared, no.
He said no. we gonna either end up with some good money or I'm gonna be broke.
Right.
Yeah, you might have to take the shock collar off of him.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
His mouth's gonna be bad in 2025. I hope we get things worked out, and we're if we
Man, that's exciting though.
It is. It is. If we can be as successful as we were this year, any year, I feel very, very blessed. We had a really good year. It was a tough year, but a good year.
Hey, Jared, I'm gonna let the cat out the bag real quick, and I'm gonna say that I remember when I announced the point series, you made a commitment that y'all was gonna give it your all to win that championship.
Yep.
I remember that just like yesterday.
Mhm.
Like that, you were one of the first ones to lock in mentally about what you needed to do, strategize to make it happen.
Oh, absolutely. We had a plan, and we had to we had to execute it, but and had some bumps in the road, but we had a pretty good handle the first half of the year. The car was still beating us up and wouldn't finish a run, but like I said, Eric got us doing what we needed to do to win races and go rounds, and then we had the Bridge Wars thing. So it was we did. As soon as you said something about it, I was all in. That's just it's something. It takes a lot of work to win a point series. I mean,
you got that right.
You can ask the Mike Dents and the
Just to make it to all the events is a pain.
Oh, it is. It's
a lot.
100%. It's a lot, and it takes a lot of work. It's I had a lot of late nights, and we all did, and it was another full-time job, but I don't understand it. I understand it, but people that don't love it like we do, they think we're crazy. But it's another full-time 40-hour job, but it's just different. It's just different. Do you get frustrated and be like, man, I hate race cars? Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's how I felt the first beginning of the season.
Yep.
Yeah. And but it just you make one good pass, it fixes it.
Yeah.
Hey, Lewis, when I started smiling again? When we was having all that trouble with DP, and that one time you let the button go and she went down, bro, I said, Lord, thank you.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Man, that little car was killing. Jerry, I had you up late nights on the phone.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Man,
100%.
Hey, I said, Jared, man, I said, Timmy, get Jared on the phone, man. Help me.
Yeah, and and we were about to win that final. I'm telling you, we were about to win.
Yeah, you was on the rail that night.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you put Lewis in the seat. You got top notch. Whoever's sitting beside him, they better be ready to go because he's going.
Oh, he was locked in. Once he got a feel for it, and it was perfect, man, because I felt like I was doing my big brother Debo a disservice because he had his car at Bridge Wars, and it was a brand new build, and he's been so dedicated to Dead Presidents because that's like his baby, that he wasn't even getting the time to test his own car. Right. So I'm like, man, I didn't want to be selfish. You know what I mean? So I'm very thankful for Debo, and then Avon. Avon makes it happen for Dead Presidents, right? Him and James, they'll get that car together, and I don't even have to be around. You know what I mean? So when, during the week, when everybody's doing everything else, them two, they make sure that car needs what it's supposed to have, and what needs to be done to it gets done to it. So I'm very thankful for them. And so, Lewis, when you came in the mix, it was perfect because it gave the relief to give my brother Debo. And look, he got right in the paint.
Yep.
He didn't even make no tests with Jeff Rogers.
Yep.
Debo got right in the paint with Cassius Clay. Boy, how many people do that?
Right.
Right.
Not
so it was just perfect. So, Lewis, thank you again, man.
It was my pleasure. Anytime, man.
Yeah.
I just love driving.
Yeah, Lewis told me, he did mention to me at OBX this weekend that he had never drove a Pro Charger car. I don't know what he was up to there. we might see what we can do in 2025, but we'll have to do a little trading.
Lewis, I'm surprised though you haven't driven a Pro Charger car.
No, yeah, it just never happened. I've driven everything else. Nitrous, root style blower, screw style blower, obviously turbocharged. Just never a Pro Charger. I don't know why. It just never happened.
Hey, Lewis,
Hey,
I
Lewis.
haven't ever drove a twin turbo Hemi. Just saying.
Hey, we can trade.
Sounds like a trade-off one day at a test session.
We can trade.
Hey, Jerry, I'm gonna tell you something that's funny. You ready for this? Every time, now, as much as I'm around Magneto, and you know I'm on the mic running my mouth, so I get to be right beside you every time. And I know your routine, like I'm a part of the Magneto team. I know how far you're gonna burn out. I know when you're gonna stop it. And every time I know when you're gonna rock that throttle, and that scares the shit out of me every time.
Same.
I ain't gonna lie. Ever since you told me that, when I'm doing the burnout, I look for you. I ain't gonna lie.
You get me every time. And Lewis, I know he's about to do it. I know when he's gonna do it. And wow, it feels like it just goes right through your body.
Well, it's funny you say that because I usually always wear a hat at the track, because I can't wear sunglasses or whatever, right? So anytime he's doing a burnout, I have to turn so that my hat doesn't go flying off when he locks the throttle when he's going by. You know what I mean? So
That's right.
Yeah, because it's happened before. My hat's fucking flew off. You know what I mean? So I just don't want to be like, grabbing my hat in the middle of the track or something. You know what I mean?
Hey, Carlos, man, yeah, Hawk, a quick sidebar is the Hawk is that's grudge. That's a family royalty. The Hawk is the car in the family. So that's my big brother Donald and Timmy's car. That's the car in the family that got all of us into this stuff, into the game. Myself and Debo and everybody. So just to see my oldest brothers back at it again, doing it one more time. Shout out to Ballot Boys Racing. The Hawk is in the mix. Hey, we had 3 Novas, right? And we called them 3 the hard way. The Hawk, Debo, and I had a Nova, 69 Nova called Mastermind. And our family car is a Nova. Anywhere from a 69 to 71. So that's tradition in my family. So when I see my brother Debo and the Hawk, my brothers Donald and Timmy back out there, that's a family feel good moment.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Mike Dent said, garage race with a driver switch. That'd be sick.
That'd be
wow. Hey, Mike, you on one tonight, boy.
That'd be sick.
Mike, he gonna have to give me the 1-on-1 though. Good gosh.
I know that's right.
Hey, I'm gonna pull a Jeff. I'll give you the back tire if you let me leave first.
Right. Hey, that's Jeff. Hey, Lewis, you mind if I do a quick bear report from the weekend?
Oh, go ahead, right.
So, bear report. From Outer Banks, I'm gonna go with the Cub first. The Cub of Outer Banks, I'm gonna have to give it to 2-time Jet Performance.
Absolutely.
Shout out to 2-time Jet Performance. We call him TTG, Train to Go. 2-time is a little giant. He's heavy in the DMV. Someone that's been in the DMV grudge circuit for ever in a lifetime. He's got his hot rod out there, and he's having so much damn fun. You know what I mean? So shout out to my man 2-time and Jet Performance. They got a hell of a team, Mike Gross and team. And he's the Cub out of Outer Banks. The bearer of the weekend is going to be Mobtown Strictly Business. Shout out to the Wizard, Lil Rickley. Not only did he went undefeated grudge racing, he also run a shootout. And we don't run shootouts.
Well, that's good.
You know what I mean? So he just wanted to keep going down the track. So for the first time ever, we put Strictly Business in the shootout. So shout out to Strictly Business. That's going to be the bear of the weekend for Outer Banks. I'm going to say driver of the weekend. I'm going to go Cole. I'm going to go with my champions. Jared and Tommy Lynch.
I was thinking Tommy for sure.
Yeah, Jared and Tommy Lynch, they just making real-time adjustments, passion, commitment, resilience, real-time adjustments, team, family. When you see, and Tommy's team / family is smaller than the Magneto team, but you see the same rhythm, togetherness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So shout out to Tommy Lynch, all glass point series champion, and shout out to Jared, 28-275 point series champion, well deserved.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, a lot of hard work, a lot of consistency. That's the biggest thing when you're running in a point series or running for a championship. You need consistency.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm
man.
gonna do contract killer of the week. Reese Brunner. I can't help it.
Yes, sir. Hey, young Reese got my vote. Hey, listen.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, listen, Jay. I'm gonna tell you something too. Reese don't play either. Let's Reese come. Big Fred. Now, what time you say the driver's meeting was? And he's looking at his watch when he's telling, hey, Jared. I said, this is Jared's son, boy. He don't play no games. And he's looking at his watch when he says that, right? So I said, Reese, you know what? You're right. It's time for a damn driver's meeting. So shout out to my guy, young Reese, because he keeps me on point, man. And he handles business. Hey, and Lewis, he'll come to the driver's meeting. He don't need Jared. He don't need Mario. He come in. They'll log in. He'll draw. Now, when I say Reese now, the buy-in is this. He said, okay, I'll go back. I'll go get the money from him. I'll come back with the money. But when I say he had, young Reese handles business for Team Magneto. That's a fact.
He loves it.
My contract killer driver, that would be Mike Gross.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Mike Gross drove like 3 or 4 cars. I know he drove Godson. He jumped in 2-time. He was in Mr. Nobody. I don't know if he made a pass in Cartel Bay. He drove 3 cars. Yeah, so Mike Gross, contract killer for real.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. For sure.
Mike Gross official, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's official. I would put him right in that category with like Lewis and Jared and Mike Gross, that same level of passion about this sport here we all love. I'd say in a Tommy Lynch too, like just a mirrored passion.
Yeah.
Amongst you guys.
You can put him in anything, he'll drive the shit out of it.
Yeah, he don't give a damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mike Gross don't care.
But yeah, this was awesome, guys. Thank you so much for coming on. Charles, Fred, Jared. This was honestly one of my best episodes. You guys make my job easy. Like, so
that's just like because we like to talk too much.
Hey, Lewis, thank you for you and your platform. The racing show, man, you brought a great level of indifference, and bring a lot of good stuff to the game. So just as much as you thank us, we thank you, my brother.
Well, thank you. And I can't wait till next year. I'm excited already.
Oh, absolutely. Well, thank you, Lewis and Fred, for the great series this year. Really, really, really appreciate it. And great hanging out with you guys for a few minutes. Sorry I couldn't get here any sooner, but great show and enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Good times with good people. Charles, thank you. Jared, thank you. Lewis, thank you. Big Fred Productions. We'll call 2024 success, and we'll see you guys in 2025.
Peace.
Absolutely. Have a good evening, Charles.
Yeah, you too, Jared.